Look around you. We live in a world where every action we take, every word we say, every decision we make, in one way or another, is connected to other people. We are social beings, and our lives are unthinkable outside the context of society. Interaction with others permeates every aspect of our existence. We learn, work, love, hate, rejoice, and feel sad. All of this happens in close interaction with the people around us. But have you ever wondered how much we are influenced by social factors? How much our beliefs, values, and even our emotions are shaped by others? We often make decisions based on the opinions of friends, co-workers, or even casual acquaintances. Social norms and expectations shape our daily experiences and guide our actions. Sometimes we don't even realize how deeply rooted these influences are in us. From our choice of clothing to our preferences in music or movies, our self-esteem and emotional state are also affected by those around us. Compliments can lift our spirits, while criticism can destroy them. It is important to realize that we do not exist in a vacuum. Our environment plays a key role in shaping our identity and perception of the world. All of these factors create a complex web of interconnections in which we find ourselves, and it is this web that determines who we are and how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. In this video, we will take a fascinating journey into the world of social psychology, a science that studies how people's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are influenced by the real, imagined, or implied presence of others. We look at key concepts such as conformity, prejudice, aggression, altruism, and more. And we do so with Elliot Aronson's book The Social Animal, a brilliant and accessible introduction to this fascinating field of study. Ready to find out what makes us social beasts? Conformity is changing behavior or beliefs to conform to what is considered acceptable or normal in a group. It is one of the most powerful forces shaping our behavior, and it permeates all areas of our lives. Solomon Ash's classic experiments clearly demonstrated how people are willing to abandon their own opinions, even if they are obviously correct, just to avoid standing out from the crowd. Imagine a situation where you are a participant in such an experiment. You are in a room with several other people who you believe are also participating in the study. You are asked a question to which there is a clear and obvious answer. However, when it is your turn to answer, you notice that most of the participants give the wrong answer. At this point, an internal conflict erupts within you. On the one hand, you are absolutely sure of your opinion and know that you are right. On the other hand, the pressure of the group starts to take its toll. You begin to wonder what it would be like to be the only one who disagrees with the others. Thoughts that you might be judged or thought of as odd begin to build up. Your psychology begins to be influenced by the group. You may begin to doubt your perception of reality and even your own abilities. Ultimately, you are faced with a choice: agree with the majority opinion and thus avoid conflict, or stay true to your opinion and express it at the risk of standing out and being judged. This choice can be extremely difficult, and many people in this situation are inclined to give in to conformism and agree with the group's opinion, even if it goes against their own beliefs. Thus, conformity demonstrates the power of social norms and pressures to force us to act against our own interests and beliefs for the sake of accepting. Conformism manifests itself everywhere in our lives. In fashion, when we buy clothes to fit a certain style. In social media, when we like posts to keep up with trends. In politics, when we support a certain party to avoid being a white crow. Conformity can be useful when it helps us adapt to society, but it can also be dangerous when it causes us to abandon our own values and beliefs. It is important to recognize the influence of conformity and to be able to distinguish between when it is appropriate to follow the crowd and when it is necessary to stay true to oneself. Prejudices are negative or positive preconceptions we have about certain groups of people based on stereotypes, that is, simplified and generalized perceptions of those groups. These stereotypes are shaped by a variety of factors, including cultural, social, and historical contexts, and can be either conscious or unconscious. It is important to note that stereotypes and prejudices can lead to discrimination and inequality, which in turn prevents people from realizing their potential and achieving success in various areas of life. Unfortunately, we all have biases to some degree, even if we don't realize it. This is because our brains tend to simplify information and divide the world into our own and others, which allows us to orient ourselves more quickly, but can also lead to distorted perceptions and unfair treatment of others. Prejudice can manifest itself in a variety of ways, from mild resentment to outright aggression, and its effects can be devastating to both individuals and society as a whole. Recognizing one's biases and working to overcome them are important steps towards a more just and inclusive society, where everyone has equal opportunities for self-actualization and achievement. But the good news is that we can fight our biases. The first step is to recognize that they exist. Recognize that you, like all people, are subject to stereotypes and prejudices. The second step is critical thinking. Ask yourself questions. What is my opinion of this group of people based on? Do I have enough information? Am I generalizing too much? The third step is empathy. Try to put yourself in the shoes of someone who is facing discrimination because of their prejudice. Finally, the fourth step is active opposition. Speak out against discrimination and inequality when you see it around you. Aggression is behavior aimed at harming another person. It is one of the most destructive forces in human society. There are many theories that attempt to explain the causes of aggression, and they cover a wide range of factors, from biological to social. Some scientists believe that aggression has biological roots that can be linked to various aspects such as genetics, hormones, and neurotransmitters. Studies show that certain genes can predispose individuals to aggressive behavior, and there is also a link between levels of hormones such as testosterone and displays of aggression. For example, higher levels of testosterone may be associated with a higher likelihood of aggressive behavior. Neurotransmitters such as serotonin also play an important role in regulating mood and behavior, and an imbalance in these may contribute to aggressive impulses. At the same time, other researchers argue that aggression is the result of frustration, which is the blockage of our drives and desires. When a person faces obstacles to achieving their goals or needs, this can cause feelings of helplessness and anger, which in turn can lead to aggressive react. Third, researchers emphasize that aggression can be a learned behavior that we internalize by observing others and their reactions to different situations. The social environment in which an individual grows up, including family, peers, and media, can shape their ideas of what is acceptable or unacceptable behavior. Finally, many researchers emphasize the influence of social factors such as media violence, culture of violence, and social inequality. These factors can create an atmosphere in which aggression becomes the norm or even expected behavior in certain situations. It is important to realize that aggression is a complex phenomenon and the causes of aggression may vary from case to case. This diversity of factors emphasizes the need for a comprehensive approach to studying aggression and developing strategies to prevent and manage it. Altruism is the behavior of helping another person without expectation of any benefit to oneself. It is the opposite of aggression, and it would seem that it should be more common in human society. But, in fact, altruism is quite rare, and scientists are still arguing about what its true motives are. There are several theories that offer different explanations for altruism, and each emphasizes different aspects of human behavior. One of the best-known theories is the social exchange theory, which suggests that we help others for a reason, but with a specific purpose to gain some benefit for ourselves. This benefit can manifest itself in various forms. For example, improving one's image in the eyes of others, receiving reciprocal help in the future, or even just trying to avoid feeling guilty for inaction in a situation where someone needs help. Thus, according to this theory, altruistic behavior may not be as selfless as it seems at first glance and often involves a rational analysis of benefits and costs. At the same time, The empathy altruism hypothesis posits that our actions in helping others may be motivated by deeper emotional feelings. This hypothesis is based on the assumption that we help others precisely because we feel empathy for them, the ability to sympathize and empathize with their suffering. When we see someone in distress, our empathy may prompt us to act and offer help, even if there is no tangible benefit to us. Thus, altruism in this case is seen as the result of an emotional connection with others and a desire to alleviate their suffering. Finally, evolutionary theories of altruism offer another explanation for this behavior by linking it to processes of survival as a species. According to these theories, altruism may serve as an important evolutionary strategy that contributes to the survival and prosperity of the human group. As part of kin selection, we tend to help our relatives because it increases the chances of passing on our genes to the next generation. On the other hand, the concept of reciprocal altruism suggests that we help those who can help us in the future. Thus, altruism is seen as a form of social cooperation that ultimately benefits all participants. All of these theories highlight the complexity of altruistic behavior and show that it can result from a combination of factors ranging from personal benefits to deep emotional ties and evolutionary mechanisms. Attraction and love are some of the most powerful and important emotions in our lives. They underpin our relationships with others and have a huge impact on our happiness and well-being. But what makes us fall in love? What determines who we like and who we don't? Social psychologists identify several key factors that have a significant impact on our attraction to others, thus forming the basis for romantic and friendly relationships. First, physical attractiveness plays an important role in our perception of potential partners. Research shows that we tend to choose those who appear beautiful or attractive, which may be due to evolutionary mechanisms where appearance is associated with health and good genes. Second, proximity is also an important factor. We are more likely to fall in love with people who are close to us, whether they are neighbors, classmates, or co-workers. This is because frequent contact creates an opportunity to socialize and form an emotional bond. Third, similarities between people also play a significant role in choosing a partner. We prefer those who have similar values, beliefs, and interests, as this creates a sense of mutual understanding and comfort in the relationship. Fourth, mutual liking is another important aspect. We tend to fall in love with those who show interest and attention to us. This may be because mutual affection creates positive reinforcement and strengthens the emotional connection between people. Finally, self-disclosure is the process in which we openly share our thoughts and feelings with another person. We feel closer to those who are willing to open up to us and share personal experiences, which deepens trust and intimacy in relationships. All of these factors combine to shape our perceptions of attractiveness and influence who we choose to be in a relationship with, emphasizing the complexity and multifaceted nature of human nature in the context of social interactions. Cognitive dissonance is the state of discomfort we experience when our thoughts, beliefs, or actions contradict each other. For example, if we smoke, knowing that it is unhealthy, we experience cognitive dissonance. To reduce this discomfort, we seek to change either our thoughts or our behavior. There are several ways that can help reduce the cognitive dissonance that occurs when our beliefs and behaviors are at odds with each other. First, one of the most common methods is to change one's beliefs to better match our behavior. For example, if a person smokes, he may try to convince himself that smoking is not as unhealthy as is commonly believed. This allows him to maintain inner peace and avoid the unpleasant feelings associated with realizing the harms of smoking. Second, another approach is to change one's behavior, which may be more challenging but still possible. For example, a person may decide to quit smoking, thereby eliminating the source of dissonance between their actions and health beliefs. Third, there is the possibility of adding new beliefs that may justify current behavior. For example, a smoker may tell themselves that smoking helps them relax after a hard day or serves as a way to socialize in certain circles. This allows him or her to perceive his or her behavior in a more positive light and reduces feelings of guilt or shame. Fourthly and finally, we can downplay the significance of the controversy by claiming that there are many other factors or habits that can also be harmful to health and thus divert attention away from his smoking. This helps to create the illusion that the problem is not so critical and that one should not worry too much about one's behavior. Thus, each of these methods can be used to reduce cognitive dissonance and create a more harmonious internal state. Groupthink is a psychological phenomenon that occurs in groups that strive for unanimity and avoid conflict. In such groups, people suppress their own opinions in order not to contradict the majority opinion, even if that opinion is wrong. Groupthink can lead to irrational and disastrous decisions. There are several clear signs of groupthink that can manifest themselves in different situations and contexts. First, one of the main signs is the illusion of invulnerability, where group members begin to believe that they are infallible and that their actions cannot lead to negative consequences. This sense of security can lead to risky decisions as the group believes in their exclusivity and infallibility. Second, an important aspect is the belief in the moral rightness of the group. Group members are convinced that their goals and actions are absolutely morally justified, which creates a sense of righteousness and nobility of their mission. This can lead to ignoring ethical considerations and suppressing doubts about the rightness of their actions. Third, there is the phenomenon of stereotyping opponents, where group members begin to despise and underestimate their opponents. Fourth, self-censorship becomes another important feature of groupthink. Group members suppress their doubts and objections by refusing to express their thoughts for fear of being misunderstood or judged by other group members. Fifth, the illusion of unanimity also plays a significant role in groupthink. Group members tend to believe that everyone agrees with each other even if they do not. This creates a false sense of agreement and unity, which can hinder constructive discussion. Sixth, direct pressure on dissenters becomes an important mechanism for supporting group dynamics. Group members put pressure on those who express doubts or criticisms, which can lead to further suppression of individual opinions. Finally, seventh, the presence of mind keepers is also a key element of groupthink. These individuals protect the group from information that might shake its confidence in its value. Knowledge of social psychology can be extremely useful in our daily lives. It helps us better understand ourselves and others, build more harmonious relationships, communicate effectively, make rational decisions, and protect ourselves from manipulation. For example, knowledge about cognitive dissonance helps us to recognize and overcome internal contradictions. Knowledge about biases and stereotypes helps us to be more tolerant and fair to others. Knowledge of persuasive techniques helps us to critically evaluate information and not fall for the tricks of advertisers and politicians. Finally, knowledge of groupthink helps us make better and more rational decisions in groups. There are many effective techniques for improving your relationships with others, one of which is active listening. This technique involves several important aspects, such as asking clarifying questions that help you understand the other person's point of view and paraphrasing their words, which demonstrates attention and interest in the conversation. In addition, showing empathy allows you to establish a deeper connection with the person, showing that you not only hear them, but also understand their feelings and experiences. These skills not only promote more open and honest communication, but also help create an atmosphere of trust and understanding. To achieve your goals in communicating and interacting with others, you can use principles of persuasion to help you get your point across more effectively. One such principle is demonstrating authority, which involves showing your competence and knowledge in a particular area so that others perceive you as a reliable source of information. Creating sympathy is also important. When people feel positive about you, they are more likely to be willing to listen and accept your ideas. It is also important to offer something in return, creating a mutually beneficial environment for collaboration, which can greatly increase trust and willingness to engage. To build healthy team relationships, you can refer to knowledge about conformity and its impact on group dynamics. Creating an atmosphere of trust and support in a team is key to effective teamwork. This includes encouraging a diversity of opinions, making each team member feel valued and heard. It is equally important not to allow dissent to be stifled, as this can lead to a decrease in motivation and creativity among employees. By supporting openness and respect for different points of view, you can create an environment in which everyone feels comfortable and confident, which ultimately contributes to successful collaboration and the achievement of common goals. Social psychology is not just a set of facts and theories, but rather a way of looking at the world that allows us to see hidden influences and understand the complex interactions between people. By studying social psychology, we can become more aware, more empathic, and more effective in our relationships with others. We can learn to better understand ourselves and our motives, as well as better understand the motives of others. And ultimately, we can contribute to a more just, harmonious, and humane society. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. What topics in social psychology are you most interested in? Write in the comments. See you soon, and remember, understanding yourself and others is the key to a happy and fulfilling life.